What is basic enlightenment? What is abiding presence, i.e. you live there? What is that? I'm going to make a definition here so you know what you're aiming for with what's in this website and hopefully what's in your life regardless of your spiritual practice. So to abide in presence means you are abiding. Where do you abide? Where do you live? All right? So that means you are there by default. That means unconsciously and consciously you are here in presence as a habit. Most of humanity is lost in unconscious land where they are not present, they are stuck in their head, their ego, their character, their pain body, their stuff, their fight-flight responses. Now, presence also includes all of these. This is where the definition starts to get nuanced and concrete. Are you present right now? While you think about that, I'll introduce myself. I'm Jason Hopkinson at AwakenedEssence.com, and this is part of the Laws of Grace, concrete bulletproof framework to really make sure you're awakening properly and how to take that beyond standard awakening into juicy stuff. So, while I talk then, did you check in? How do you know if you're present or not? It's not thinking, am I present? Eckhart Tolle quote saying, once I think I'm not present, I am, is for him is true, because he lives there. For everybody else, it's not. If you think that, and then think just because you thought it, you're present, that's not true, is it? Not if you're doing the concrete steps to knowing if you are present or not, so you're evidencing it. So that means you're doing the 4 steps to presence. Physicality, your body. Heart center, sternum or below. So you're definitely in your body, away from your head. Inner body. Yes, this is where the multidimensional no time spaces start to open up. You're aware of your feelings, the sensations in your body. And you start to expand out into a more spacious, more pleasant something or other. Then there's step 3, which is presence, which is bigger again, but more subtle again, because it includes all of you. Your grumps, your complaints, your COVID symptoms, you name it. It's all there in this space of allowance that you can consciously become accustomed to. That means your systems, your neurology, your 3 brains, the one up here, the one here, the heart brain, and your tummy brain, all of you opens up. And it becomes stable as you practice and you keep entering it consciously. So when I say abidance, step 3, it means you are able to hold presence in life, in arguments with emotions, possibly when you break bones, although that may happen a little bit further when your practice is truly settled and abidance is truly settled. This is how you evidence this stuff. What is my depth of presence right now? And I can ask you, what was your presence an hour ago? Was you consciously checked in? Was you aware of where your inner body is? Were you aware of your torso? This habit becomes very, very easy and automatic. That's why abiding presence is very, very evidence-based. That means that peace, that ability to be resourceful and to communicate with all of you, your fight-flight responses, your limbic system, your emotional stuff, your mental stuff, going off on train track thinking, the desire to justify, the desire to prove a point, the desire to race off to the supermarket because you're going into lockdown, can all be done in presence. And it's a fairly swift journey if you put in the effort, because you have to do it. It's a conscious choosing. Even when it's an unconscious choosing default, you still have to do something to tie your shoelace, even though you've got that habit well and truly sussed by now. Presence is no different. But it becomes easy, and it's always here, and you know when it changes, because you're always checking in and you're monitoring consciously and unconsciously. So that's what abiding presence is. It's not about the experiences you're having. Yes, they get better, they become more stable, and they become ordinary. Presence becomes ordinary. The peace that passeth all understanding becomes ordinary. It's not special. Bliss becomes ordinary and standard until you go a level deeper, then it becomes more intense again. Bliss is just a sign something new is opening up until it becomes stable. And you operate in that place consciously and unconsciously. Because presence is all of you. All that stuff that spiritual people don't like, the mind, the chatty head, the emotions, noisy things, like kookaburras. It's an incredible place to live. It does require your conscious volitional attention. That's a very clear definition. Conscious volitional attention. You have two things in your life. Time, yes, time exists. It's taking time for this video to happen, eh? Attention, where is your attention? Did you follow the steps? Did you stay with this video as that happened? Your attention and your time. These are the building blocks of what makes humans conscious. And that means you can be conscious as you're awakening. And then it becomes an ongoing default habit. So you live here. So then when global pandemics happen, you are here and you have that sense of peace, even though there were maybe emotions and thoughts and fears and sickness and all that other sort of inconvenient stuff happening. My entire state's just gone into a snap 5-day lockdown. I'm locked here. Right? That's evidence. How's my presence? My presence is here. This is easy. Correct Presence Practice course teaches you the steps. The Laws of Grace is epic. It covers everything. So you know. The things that Eckhart Tolle talks about are true for him, but when he entered presence and it became the unconscious default, he was dysfunctional for 2 years. That doesn't work very well in normal life, being bankrupt and asking to borrow money for food, asking to borrow money to buy food. This Laws of Grace framework will bring you home in a way that you are in life with normal people, dealing with your mind, your emotions, your ego, and how to integrate that. So this trip is smooth, fast, and based in evidence, so you know it's genuine for you. Because it's only you that it matters for, eh? Well, and everybody else around you, but you need to know it's real for you, and this is how. So check out the Correct Presence Practice course, Laws of Grace. If you want one-on-one feedback, there's coaching, and there's a mastery club for people that are living this stuff and making it real. I'm Jason for AwakenedEssence.com.